This is a clear housing with green, black, and blue gears inside, fitting in the palm of your hand. It was found in the trunk of a 2018 Corolla and has a "Caution Do Not Remove" label. The numbers don't seem to lead to anything meaningful when searched online. Google suggests it could be part of the trunk release mechanism, but I couldn't find any pictures online to confirm this. Does anyone know what it is? It's part of a seatbelt tensioner. It says "do not remove" because the pretensioner is an explosive, just like an airbag. It's a small explosion that pulls back on the seatbelt to ensure it is tight against your body so you don't get flung around quite as much. An explosion is used because it is the most economical method of producing a strong force with millisecond timing. I came across something unusual tucked inside a library book. There was tape carefully covering what looked like staples. The surface is oddly smooth to the touch, and when you flip the page, it's clearly visible on the other side. Any idea what it could be? This is an electromagnetic security tag designed to prevent you from simply walking out with the book without checking it out at the desk. They were invented by Robert B. Annis, a so-called mad scientist known for his expertise in magnetizers and demagnetizers. Originally created for libraries to protect books, these tags are now commonly used in retail stores. Annis also made significant contributions during World War II, developing a defense against the magnetic mines the Germans were using to target harbors. Although he's no longer with us, his charitable foundation continues to make a positive impact. Contrary to the mad scientist label, he was actually a cheerful, eccentric inventor, much like our local version of Elon Musk, living in a mansion and always brimming with ideas. The veterinarian just removed this object from my cat's face. This small metal object was embedded in the skin above my cat's upper lip. After removing it, it left a small hole. The cat had been in the garage while I was away, and when I came back, I found this stuck in its face. I have no clue what the object is. Thankfully, my kitty is now on pain meds and antibiotics and was a real trooper throughout the whole exam. Any ideas what this thing is? That's a pellet from a pellet rifle. It seems like someone shot my cat. Luckily, it wasn't lodged in a lethal area like the head. My friend found copper coils in every closet of a house in Seattle. The house, built in the 1920s by two brothers, was designed to resemble their childhood home in Boston. Each coil is mounted on the ceiling of every closet, and all are connected by uninsulated copper wire that leads to a looping system in the attic. Any idea what they're for? I believe it's a type of fire alarm. After doing a reverse image search, I found a Gumsung fire and security catalog, and right on the first few pages, there was an almost identical device. A quick translation reveals it's labeled as a heat detector by air action. The history of firefighting highlights the importance of early fire detection for increasing the chances of successful extinguishment. Until the 18th century, villagers notified fire departments using methods similar to those from ancient times, such as ringing the most prominent church bell. These pre-modern systems had limitations in providing accurate information, often directing fire brigades to the wrong location. However, in the early 1840s, Samuel Morse invented the telegraph, paving the way for faster communication and significantly improving fire alarm systems. In 1847, New York became the first city in the U.S. to establish a local fire alarm system, and by 1855, Boston had also adopted the use of the telegraph. Once established, fire alarm systems quickly spread throughout the United States. I believe this is a marble figurine of a man, which has served as a wall ornament for generations in my family. It appears to have East Asian origins, though there are no markings or writing on the piece. Upon closer inspection of the back, it seems like it may have once been part of a larger sculpture or set. The figurine stands at 7 inches tall and has been carefully passed down through the generations. We've had it since the 1880s, originally owned by my grandmother's grandmother. Does anyone know what it is? It is likely one of the 8 immortals of Chinese mythology. Zhongli Quan is often described as not properly wearing clothes and have a big stomach. There is another character with that stomach, but with a pig's head. It appears to have been broken off from a larger sculpture, perhaps one with the other 7 immortals. In 1860, British and French troops looted and burned the Chinese emperor's summer palace in retaliation for the torture and killing of a diplomatic delegation by the Chinese. During this destruction, sculptures integrated into the palace's architecture were also destroyed. Such events did occur, and it's even possible that this piece could be an ornamentation from that very palace. My grandpa passed away last week, and while going through his house, we found this briefcase. Inside, there are about 20 other pages that look similar to this one. From what I can tell, they're probably 10 to 20 years old. My mom and I are completely puzzled about what this could be and are really curious to see if anyone has any idea. Looks like a score sheet for a game called Mexican Rummy. The goal is to score as low as possible until one person hits 100 points, ending the game. I'm not sure what medium the game is played through, but I do know a few things it isn't, like darts or dice. The basic idea of the game seems to be that you do something 7 times, either against each other or independently, but in turns. Those 7 actions are counted and added up, and then something happens to determine the winner of the round. It's possible for both players to win the round, depending on staying under 100, or maybe the goal is to go over, though that part is a bit unclear. My friend found a rusted, circular, and dense metal object with gears near the Hot Stuff and General Andrews Memorial on Mount Fagradalsfjall, located on the Reykjanes Peninsula in Iceland. The object is 8 to 12 inches tall and was discovered near a memorial for a B-24 bomber crash that occurred in 1943. I researched the crash and its crew members, but I couldn't find any information about items near the memorial site. The middle gray segment between the 2 metal pieces seems to be made of concrete, and below that, there are more gear-like edges attached with rusted metal wire. Any idea what it could be? This is the propeller shaft and planetary gear for a Pratt & Whitney Twin Wasp R1830 engine of the B-24. I found this in the estate of an elderly woman, along with a variety of random antique items. It's made of sterling silver, about 3.5 inches in length, and is marked F and B. The ball at the end comes loose when you push on the other end, but it doesn't come apart otherwise. The estate contained many fine jewelry pieces, craft supplies, and other antiquities. The top appears to be attached to a spring or chain, so the ball detaches when you press on the top. It's also engraved with the previous owner's initials. I've tried several Google Lens searches using keywords like F and B sterling, push pendant, antique sterling, and F and B pendant, but I haven't found any results yet. Does anyone know what it is?